Hi everyone, hope you're well. So GameHive have just released some more information about the latest update coming up for Tap Titans 2, the 3.12 update, which is due early next week. So I'm just going to go through everything we know so far about the update and what I think could be the good things about it and bad things about it, and also I'd like to hear your feedback on it as well. So let's begin. So the first update we really had about it was about 2 weeks ago. This was Dev Update 17. So this is where they first really talk about solo raids. So this is something to do about portaling. And so on that dev note, it said Swordmaster has brought together some of the world's most powerful mages to open a series of portals to bring the fight directly to some of the most powerful generals in the Dark Lord's army, the Titan Lords. These portals require a vast amount of power to hold open, and the Swordmaster has begun gathering a precious new source known as raid stones. So this is a new source. Before we were talking about firestones were used in the event tournaments, and now we're using raid stones for the solo tournament to aid the mage in their efforts. The Swordmaster isn't the only one with tricks up their sleeves. However, the Dark Lords sense these portals and place curses upon each one, only allowing certain spells to be used after the passing through in an attempt to finally defeat the Swordmaster. So it's basically solo raids will be a series of portals you can enter to challenge miniature versions of raids. Each individual solo raid is the same for all players, so everyone in the first portal will see the same Titan Lord lineup and challenge requirements. Each portal will contain a new challenge for the Swordmaster to overcome. These challenges come in the form of curses placed upon the portals by creating twisted realities where players only have access to certain raid cards to overcome the Titan Lords laying within. So basically you get pre-selected decks to choose from, and your attacks of planned decks we can use in order to paramount to successfully overcoming Dark Lord's curses. Players will see the predefined decks, and the cards within them will all be the same level as the player's own version of that card. If you do not own a certain card, will be temporarily unlocked attack raid level 1 card. Okay, so that's good that they mentioned that, because obviously some new players who haven't got all the raid cards will basically not going to be penalized. So you have unlocked all cards, but it looks like it might be random the pre-selected cards you get. That's probably understands in the recent dev notes. The plague card, which is one of the weakest cards in the whole deck, has been really ramped up a little bit to be a bit more powerful. So it's not a bad card. Well, still a pretty bad card, but it's not as bad as it was before. We want to make solo raids a little more interesting than just rolling in the same 3 to 4 decks every time. So we're basically, this is what they mentioned about Purifying Ancestor. This is what I just mentioned about the Thrive and Play card. Yes, they're going to change the aspects of that. So that's what that section is on about. So the currency is known as stone raids are used to power the portals and challenge those solo raids. Raid stones used to power the portals and challenge the solo raids. Sounds like tickets, what we basically gathered from daily achievements to get tickets to start the Titan raids at the moment. So the portal raids looks like we need to farm raid stones. So there you go. Each player will get some raid stones each day upon the daily reset. And more raid stones can be earned through prestiges. So it's prestiges that's going to get you raid stones. So this is another reason that looks like they're trying to get as many prestiges per daily as can. It's not the fact that they're up to daily prestiges in 99 for especially for the Firestone events. So people are spamming prestiges daily. Now you're going to need to farm daily prestiges for these raid stones so you can join the tournament. Now this is where pros and cons. Pros, this is of the first draft. We'll get more information with each dev note, but for the first instance, the only thing I think I would be worried about is that because the devs are forcing players to prestige as many times as they can daily. So when you first start, your prestiges could be long, especially if you haven't got a high clan XP. So your run times could be an hour, could be 2 hours. Now, if you're forced to play the game daily, and you're new, you don't know about advanced stage start, you don't know, but or you rather stick in your clan, so you're stuck with long run times, then doing multiple prestigious dailies so you can join the solo tournament or the Firestone events, then that's going to put players off, I think, after a while. So if you just joined and you're told you need to do like 20 prestiges a day to win these rewards to get in the top 10% to join a solo tournament, and that's taking you like 8 hours a day, or just to do like 4 or 5 prestiges. You just can't do it. Really, I think the beginning people who just join the game is going to put them off. They think it's maybe not fun for them or being penalized. The people who are, obviously following guides, videos, tutorials, or have played the game for a few weeks, a few months, and have got the runtime down to like 15-20 minutes, half an hour, they can do like 20-30 prestiges a day. This is fun for them. This is multiple rewards, but again, it's forcing people who maybe don't have the time to play it. And I'm worried about burnout as one of our big issue that I've mentioned a couple of times before. With the current game mechanics with Tap Titans 2, you have the aspect of you can level up quickly, so they made it for Splash, Portal, all these passive skills to splash through, so people are getting from stage 0 who've never played the game before, getting to stage 40, 50, 60k within a month, which obviously long-term players like myself who played it 3.5 years, when we first played it took 6 months just to get to 10k. Now people can get 50, 60k within a month. So the reason they do this is because they've obviously increased the level cap to 98, and it's to get the new players interested. But what happens is you have a major burnout because you've speed run through the stages so quickly that you hit a massive wall, because you need passive skills which you can only get through tournament raiding, which is capped on how many you can get a week. So you're pretty much limited. You've got all your artifacts and you've just got to wait. So while people used to level in 2, 3, 4,000k a day are now reduced to 1 to 200 stages a day, they get bored and quit and never return to Tap Titans. So that's one of the issues. I don't know how big of an issue it is in the community, but I have seen already since the last 3-point update, a lot of people in Discord, a lot of people in the community chatting comments, leaving the game, quitting, saying they're taking a break or just quitting altogether because of that, because of major burnout, because they've been playing 8 hours a day every day for months, and either it turned them off, or the fact is they've hit a sudden wall because they've leveled up so quickly that they've slowed down to a pace they're not used to. So they're used to leveling up thousands, now went down to hundreds. It's putting them off the game. It's not enjoyable anymore. So I think that's one thing that GameHo may not be aware of that's happening, because obviously I've looked at the trending and it's spiked and gone down, and spiked and gone down. But I don't know how many people feel now. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. I'd like to know if your thoughts, if that's a true thing, or maybe I'm just being over worried for no reason. So that's the little edit to the post then. To clear up some confusion, this does not mean infinite rewards. Once a portal is completed, you cannot redo the portal, so it's limited. I'm guessing, I don't know how often the solo tournaments will be. If it's 2 tournaments a week like it currently is in a normal tournament, or is it going to be counted as raiding, so you can just obviously access it once you've got enough raid stones. I'm not too sure. Hopefully it'll be explained in the next notes. So that's the one, and then there was another short one for dev update last week, and that just says, and this one about the next event. So you've got this summertime, that's why I wear my summer shirt, and it's basically saying it's summer heat wave, so that'd be the seasonal event. I think I'm pretty sure, yeah, they mentioned that they're basically with an events, people who haven't got completed event sets, it is seasonal. So they did mention here that the surf set from last year will be found in equipment drops. They tend to do that. For example, Halloween, if you didn't catch all the items for Halloween or Christmas, then each year they reappear. So it looks like they're just confirming that. And the new event set is called Grill Master. So I think there's more information about that on the latest post. That's basically it. It's a quick one to say that it's going to be a seasonal event coming up. So this is the post that was launched yesterday. This is the one I really want to sink our teeth into. Just a bullet point here. It basically says the update should be this Tuesday. So hopefully it goes without any hitches and we can get that update, because it looks like, again, they're throwing loads of event sets. Loads of sets. So they've got the mythic set, legendary set, and event set. I still haven't even completed the recent sets, so it seems like they've added more sets. More sets are great because, more bonuses, more power, you push more. So the first set, new core, the Whispering Wave mythic sets. This is primary mythic sets. This is sorcery tier 4 skill bonus, which is great because, great for mid to late game players who are running Heavenly Strike or Shadow Claim build, because we would have had a lot of unlock points in tier 4. If you don't know what tier 4 means, if you're quite new, it's basically when you get to the skill tree, the first line's tier 1, the second line's tier 2, and then 3 and 4. So basically it's not really the mythic sets with the tier 4 ones, which we recently had in the last few updates. It's not really beneficial for beginner players because you wouldn't have enough skill points to unlock tier 4 or level them up high enough. So really things like these recent mythic sets is more beneficial for mid to late game players because they would have had a high amount of skill points and have them unlocked. So that's looking good for that. So new UI visuals to represent tier artifacts here, tier S, A, B and C. So people might be confused about which artifacts are good and which artifacts are bad. I think they're just going to make it a bit more obvious on the skins there. And then also the next, you got the Golden Monarch legendary set. This is a primary increase to Hand of Midas. So there's Hand of Midas duration and second increase gold per legendary set owned. So this is again which would be more beneficial for mid to late game players. What I think it will be, mainly because there's 2 gold incomes, which is Pet Heart Midas and Fairy Gold. Fairy Gold tends to have Hand of Midas with it as a gold income, so that's more beneficial for Fairy. And people don't normally have Fairy build unless they're VIP, so you can skip ads. So again, mid players would have spent enough money to unlock, or whales, people who spend a lot of money in the game would have unlockable ads. So that would benefit them if they're doing a Fairy build. And also legendary sets, if you're again mid player, you would have had a lot of legendary sets unlocked, so it's good for them as well. So really the last one, grill set, event set, is increased pet damage, which helps everyone. Pet damage is amazing, so it helps everyone. So really the 2 sets really don't benefit brand new players or beginner players. I wonder if they thought of that when they make the set. But again, it gives you incentive to get, to level up and get them anyway. So you got Fagin's Grip artifact enchantment and raid card changes, including some rebalancing and extension cards. So extended card levels to level 50, and this is the card changes to make it, because obviously with solo raiding you need to balance cards. So when you do get the for example the 5 and play card, which is known as the worst card to get, they've upped up duration, so hopefully it makes it a bit more powerful. And the flank shot is ricochet damage buffed to times 8.5 and armor bonus removed. I'm guessing that's armor bonus removed. It probably just means it does flank damage to both body parts. Yeah, there you go. This should help flank shot being competitive with fragmentize being stronger when conditions are met with having exposed body parts. The bonus armor damage removed from the primary hit, but the damage of the ricochet was increased substantially. And then quality of life changes, season pass addition, unlimited raid stones for solo raids, changed card and ever going stack, artifact rebalance, new cards, and rate game added to 3 diamonds section of bear shop, and then some miscellaneous fixes. It's a bit vague because it wasn't actually given. They gave more information 2 weeks ago on the solo tournament. There wasn't much information on the solo tournament, so I don't know what to really take it, because as I said, they haven't given us much. They just know that it'd be portals, you need to do daily prestiges to get enough rune stones to unlock it, so gain us like tickets. And also I don't know how often it would be. Would it be 2 times a week like normal tournaments, or was it like an event like Firestone event, which is just once a month? I don't know. We'll find out next Tuesday. We'll do a follow-up videos once it's out, so I'll delve right into mechanics about what the solo tournament is, the good things, benefits. Also, if there's any tips on it, is there any ways to do it as well. So look out for that video. But yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think about it. Are you looking forward to the solo tournament? Do you think it's a good thing? It's a bad thing? Will it help put off beginner players, new players, or do you think it's just overall just better? Leave a comment below, and I'd love to hear it from you guys. So if you enjoy Tap Titans 2, there's a Road to Endgame series. If you want to watch that, which I'll go from stage 0 to, well, trying to get to endgame with loads of tips and tricks. Also read out your comments and feedback for any questions you guys have. Watch the playlist here. And also if you want to watch any other videos that are recommended by YouTube on my channel, you can click on these ones here. And if you want to support me and support the channel, you can subscribe for the latest information and news on this little thing here. But apart from that, I hope you have a great day and stay beautiful. Take care, guys.